Join Dalton and Jacob as they discuss the ever-changing world of trading card games. TCG Buzz starts now.
What's up, Buzz Squad? It's your boy Dalton, back at it again with another TCG Talks. But today, I'm here with Bryce.
It's a little irregular, you know.
Just a wee bit. I'm on the opposite side. I'm typically over there. Weird.
Speaking of,
I don't know. But today we are going to be talking about the irregular list. It's been a minute.
it's been 5,000 years.
I feel like they've taken more cards off than they've added, which kind of
which has put us into this.
It's an okay thing because the cards they've taken off haven't done anything crazy, but it's like, there's some cards you might want to think about,
It's really set us in this like barren wasteland of a card game, where it's like this card should be a hit. It's new. Okay.
Yeah, basically. But if you want to check out our last video, too, because that's where most of mine are from, so I probably won't mention them. But I got some other cards. Don't worry. So, let's start off with putting cards to 3. I feel like that's a great spot to go to, and I think we just need to go right into this. Nothing. 3. It's a really awkward spot. I respect what Bushiroad's doing to having the whole tier thing. It makes sense, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh, but...
Well, I mean, back to 4 or whatever?
No, 3. Because you can go 3, 2, 1, then 0.
They have a 3 thing?
Well, yeah, because you can have up to...
No, I'm saying for Bushiroad here.
Yeah, but there hasn't been a single card that's been there.
But
or 2.
3 just seems like so mundane.
Exactly, but it's a cute thought. It's like it could happen, but it probably won't.
See, the thing is, I'd rather be banned or put to 1. That's it.
I also have 2ers. Trust me. There's cards that you put to 2 is fine. Hey.
If it was already a problem at 3 or 4, then what does putting it to 2 really do?
Make it hard. That's the point. You're making it harder to use. And if it's still a problem at that point,
okay,
you keep going. Because that's what it is, right?
All right,
that's what you do.
All right, entertain me. Start us off here.
Start us off. You're the one with the cards, my guy. Remember that.
We probably should go from...
That's why I started with 3. I'm like, there's nothing there.
Well...
Now we're going to move down to 2. All right? We're going down to 2. Yeah, there's really nothing for 2.
Speaking of, let's go to 1 now.
Going down to 1. Eternity Ring.
Yes.
Definitely needs to go down to 1.
Because you know what's not fun? When your opponent goes, I'm going to draw half my deck, and you can't do anything to my monster because it has 4 Eternity Rings, also deal 16 to you. And also blow up 16 cards on your board. But also, good luck. But, oh yeah, your turn. Spell no. Antimatter. Spell no. Antimatter. Well, that was a fun game. I guess I'll die now.
This is very true. It's not a fun time. I haven't played against it yet. I know one of our friends in the group is building the Athora deck, so eventually I'll play against it. But from what I've heard / seen from watching you guys at regionals and stuff, it's not a good time.
Especially even before Time Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
It was
I think it might have been worse.
Oh, yeah. It's like going against the freaking blue-white deck. But what if I told you couldn't interact with it, period?
Sounds like a fun time.
Hey, 3 mana to fairy.
Next card might be a little controversial, but that's why it's our opinions.
Right.
And this one's kind of more or less coming from Jacob.
Yeah.
And I kind of see where he's coming from with it. Antimatter Cloud.
Speaking of, yeah.
I know, it just got a reprint. Why would we do this? Well, Bushiroad's done it before.
Right. But
after a card got reprinted, they put it to 1.
It's kind of like what happened to like Dragon Ball and Magic and other card games. It's like the longer the game went, the more busted and more of a problem the card became, because eventually we became this size 3 game that it's like, hey, did you open Antimatter Cloud? Yeah, well, GG. I lose now because I spent my turn trying to do a thing, and now I don't have enough to fight you, and now you're just going to storm off and kill me.
That's definitely it, because it's a very heavy size 3 game meta. You're going to have Athoras, you have Time Dragons, which is basically just a size 3 deck.
But Time Dragons don't even care about that card anyway.
You will eventually, don't worry. I'll hurt you with it soon enough. Don't worry. I'll hurt you with it.
Like, it'll definitely hurt, but it's not going to set me to the point where I can't play my deck. I still
if
have
it
a
does?
bunch of little jobbers to at least get me from point A to point B.
What if I attempt to build a discard Star Dragon World deck?
Get your gut bugs out of here.
But yeah, like I think it's just kind of keeping the format like, well, either you're playing a Thora, Cross, or Time Dragons, or Legend Dragons. You want to kind of open it up for DBS to come back into it. Dragon Blood Sec, not Dragon Blood
Like,
Super.
and then like think of all the decks that could actually be played then.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can play Seeger without fear of just auto losing. You could play freaking Zwei.
Oh yeah, Zwei.
Zwei? Like the only thing you have to worry about is loyalty, but you deserve it at that point.
Yes, this is true. Loyalty will never be, I feel will
No.
never be hit.
Never.
And
Although, in my opinion, Upstruct shouldn't have been hit ever because putting it to 1 was a mistake.
yes, putting it to 1 was a mistake, yes.
It should have just been banned right away if you're going to do anything to it. You either have 4 copies or you don't have it at all.
Yeah, it's one of those weird ones. It's
Yep.
one of those weird ones.
Like-
but that's besides the point.
Right.
Let's keep going on.
Yep.
Do you have any cards before I kind of keep going?
Speaking of Time Dragons, I feel like this is more like a preemptive thing, like between the other card games I've done, and I feel like this will cause the most butthurt in the community, especially Chrono Sin Finale. Do you know what it does?
Isn't that the one where you have to be in Eon?
Yeah.
The big flag
Yep.
version.
But-
Pay 2 gauge.
2 gauge, you
To
deal
do-
12, you deal 1 damage to your opponent 12 times.
Yeah.
So if you're not playing a Thora, you just lose.
Or Joe.
That too, but I mean, like you already.
Joe also just hard loses to you too.
Yeah, Chronos Truff. But
Well, also then DBS also gets around that. It's one of those things like, but DBS is also kind of being kind of shunned out with the fact that Antimatter clouds at 4 and is such a big thing against it.
right, and
Yeah.
speaking, and let's just group it together right away. Let's put Blazer, Vanity Zero Blazer, and the Chronos Sin Finale down to 1 because that just really feels bad because it doesn't take any skill intense whatsoever to get there. But I'll give Chronos Sin Finale the benefit of the doubt where you have to wait 3 turns, in order to play it, and somehow not die if you're going first.
Fair. Fair.
And which, surprise, surprise, you might be forced to do that. At the very worst, it's like a turn 2 thing, but even then, that's still like it really feels bad. Like, all right, what does he have left? I'm playing around. Oh, well, I lose this because I can't interact with the impact because Bushy Road is stupid that way. Okay, next game.
There's a card that I want to like preemptive hit, but it's not out yet, so we can't do that.
Right.
But it would be fun to troll Jacob with it. But I gotta think. There's more. I just can't think of them. You got anything else before I?
Vanity Husk Destroyer, the OG. And for the same reason, just a real feels bad card. It's the sense of hopelessness that you cannot beat it. Yes, there's more ways to beat it now, but if your opponent's playing God Cross or whatever, prevent his boys from being rested, well, then what's the point? Now you can't even beat this thing because now it's just going to kill your board and you die.
Bounce it. Bounce it.
but I mean, not too many decks
yeah.
even have access to that.
This is
Either way,
true, but
because... And
also-
another thing, too, is because the meta, the way it is, my card can't be bounced, can't be rested, can't be killed. Well, you're not going to play any of those cards. You're just going to be playing nullifies. Guess what? Vanity doesn't care. Because even if you nullify it, it's still going to clear your board, and then you're going to die to a Zero Blazer anyway. Or they'll be like, well, cool, you have nothing left anyway. Go ahead. Try to beat me at 1 life. I dare you.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Now, I've been thinking about this card, and this card's definitely just my opinion, just because I abuse this card a lot myself in a lot of my decks. I think we should put time sale to 1.
It's kind of gotten to that point where it's kind of like on the verge of being broken.
It's not broken per se. It's just more of the fact of it's just so easily abused, and it's just more of the fact that you're just waiting for that deck that just goes.
Right.
By the way, I just drew 40 cards. Die.
Because it is on the verge of being broken because Number of the Beast will probably be playing it for sure. Speaking of Number of the Beast, the hardcore dedicated Belial deck will be running it in all of its forms because you're going to 1 anyway. Who cares? You're just going to go ahead and draw half your deck, engage the rest of it.
Well, at that point, you're going to be at one before you're casting it. So you're like, hey, look, I'm casting this for free now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and exactly. And it's just free card draw. And I could see it going to 1 for that reason if the deck ever catches on, you know?
True.
And any of its forms, really. Like, even the hardcore Darkness Dragon world, you know, especially now we're creating a Nullify within 3 weeks here, which is dumb.
2 weeks, actually.
Right.
Isn't it 2 weeks?
Oh, my God, you're right, because it's on the 28th.
Yeah.
You know, if, the streamers ever give us the same.
That's true. That's true.
Bushy, I'm looking at you.
But that spell no's going to be crazy. Mm-hmm. That should not have been a Darkness Dragon World spell no, but that's the point.
If anything, it probably should have been a. I kind of want to say I want to give that to Dungeon. No, you're right.
There is really there really isn't a fair spot to put it. Because you can't put it in Dragon World because you'd be the biggest idiot in the world for doing that.
Right.
I don't like how this has changed from the Irregular list to talking about this.
The safest bet, I guess, is Magic World, because what does Magic World have going for it?
A lot of draw and other spell no, and I'm going to do things to you. I'm going to touch you in a way that you've never been touched
Here we
before.
come, Silhouette Joe, now featuring 8 spell nulls. Coming to a theater.
You're not wrong. Whew.
Do you have anything else? Because I have nothing else to add to fun ofs here.
Your fun ofs? Let's see. No, probably not. But now, straight up ban. What needs to be just out of the game? It's no fun. Like, what do you think?
Honestly, and I know you and I've been, talking about it for a while, and we kind of unanimously agreed that Dimension Denial gotta go. It wasn't fun when it was printed, and it still a feels bad card to lose to. Because, Lost World in of itself is already a feels bad to go against on, turn 0, turn 1. Mm-hmm. But then the fact that they just, draw half their deck, and then they kill you, but you're like, bah-ha-ha, nullify or stop it. No, free spell null. And then also, how is that fair?
Then also, depending on which world you play it in, if you're playing it in Legend World, Star Dragon World, we're not doing Katana because they only have one spell null because that had just been hit.
Oh, no, you 100% do that.
Extra spell nulls to go along with it. It's like, okay.
Oh, no, you 100% do that Katana because...
yes, you are, but also...
Because you're just going to guarantee kill them, and there's nothing they can do to stop you.
This is very true.
But, I mean, the decks you play that card in are the ones that don't care about your opponent whatsoever. Dimension Dragons play it. All the FTK decks basically play it. Because, they
want to make sure they're hitting.
Right, they're going to make sure that you die.
And now, in my opinion, right, I know you want to put Zero Blazer to 1. I think just getting it out of the game might be better.
Right.
Because, there's ways to counter it, don't get me wrong. That's true, but also, how many of you are playing I'm going to stand my thing up again because there's already so much.
Right.
No, your things can't restand anyways.
Or it's just a guaranteed, you're out of the game.
Exactly. And then also, if they try to reduce damage, hey, look, I throw this spell null at you.
Right. Because by the time they cast it, they're already going to have Vanity Husking on the board. So you can't gain your life out of it. You can't cheat your way whatsoever out of that card.
The only thing you could do is reduce the damage. But if you do that, because it's 85% of the time a spell... Well, let me rephrase that. 95% of the time, hey, look, spell null.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, well, this feels bad because the counter timing horse crap rulings are garbage, and we should probably have that abolished and completely rewritten, in my opinion. Because the counter timing rulings is what's ruining this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, counter timing. Well, that's a whole different discussion. We can't bring
that's
a
different day. So
we can't bring that up here. Other things to be banned. I don't really think there's anything else to be banned per se outside of those.
I guess the only thing you could realistically ban is probably, if it ever becomes a problem, is the Chronos Sin finale. But then again, you gotta wait, 2-3 turns to play it and blah 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 blah. But if
it will never be put to to 0. It's
Right.
gonna stay at
But I
anything
mean,
at 1.
I only argue that just because of the amount of card draw you have in Time Dragons and the searching. Like the deck is super consistent.
Well, yeah.
It will find it.
But it also depends on like where that deck ends up going. We
Right,
don't know that.
exactly.
Well, now that we got all the limiting and banning out of the way,
You know the big stuff.
time to unban stuff.
So I want to say probably Death Talica, but only in Darkness Dragon World.
Yes, I agree with that. We don't know why it was. I understand why it was banned for the Chaos, but why was it banned in Darkness Dragon World? Because that's Death Talica in general.
Right. Because it's like, oh, we just kill the deck things. Not like you did the same thing with Plague and literally any defensive deck. Literally any of them. Hey, resting's really good. Here's Godcrest. Thanks. Cards that probably could come back. Loud Voice, actually, but only for Dragon World.
It's already at Foreign Boss.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
only
sorry.
banned in Thunder Empire.
I'm sorry. Thunder Empire. Thunder Empire could have that back at 4.
I disagree. I don't think it should come back to 4 in Thunder Empire. And I also wouldn't. It doesn't matter in Dragon World because you have so much other things in Dragon World to deal with other things.
Right.
Things so you don't care about it anymore. But not in Thunder Empire. Because then it's like, oh, cool, I'm just going to completely abolish all your stats and do what I want or have you swing for 0. And there's not many cards out there that kind of protect yet. It's going to happen. Buddyfight's been doing this for the past year. Hey, look, anti-rest, anti-destruction, anti-move. It's only going to happen, right?
Right.
But yeah, I think it should stay at 1. But if you think so, it could also work. I don't know.
I'm saying only because of the way the meta is now.
That's fair.
If we're in a control meta or whatever, what is that card going to do in a control meta? Now, if we were in a far more, if we were ever in like a more like aggro format, then I understand because then it's the only aggro deck that doesn't lose to other aggro decks.
Yes.
So in that sense, it it's completely fair.
But I honestly can't really think of anything else that should be unbanned. I understand why the Katana World spell no ban. I know Jacob wants it unbanned, but it will never
honestly, we can't.
not unbanned. Put back to the 4.
Like, honestly, it doesn't make sense for it to come back at all for the Katana World one because it's already a degenerate deck. You're only playing Katana World because you're not interacting with your opponent. Let's be real.
See, my only thing is
if you're taking the deck to an event,
it should be banned upright, but they should release a new version. That's
right?
gauge.
Yeah.
Because
Just make it like any other one, just like 2 or 3 gauge.
definitely.
Who cares? You already gain enough gauge as it is. Who cares?
Well, yeah, but that's every deck too.
Right.
But I think that basically wraps her up, right?
Yeah, we covered all the major things that we needed to cover.
Yeah, and we deviated it off into other things that could be saved for a different discussion video. But it happens.
Right.
It happens.
All right. So if you like this video,
Whoa! What are you doing?
No.
What are you doing?
Let me have this, Dalton.
No.
Okay. Fine.
No.
I'll rock, paper, scissors for you.
Make sure to subscribe. Hit the bell so you never miss out when a video comes out. Also, you can support us on Patreon. Check out our shop. Links will be in the description down below. You can follow us on Instagram. Join our Discord. And I think we have a Twitter. You can see when we tweet. Tweet. Bryce, any final words on the irregular list?
Bushy. Please. Just Vanity Blazer to 0. That's all I'm asking. Eternity Ring to 1. Those are my
Bring
two
more variety to Lost World.
Yes, not just turbo into these.
And above all else,
Gotta let you say it.
stay classy, y'all.
Thanks for listening to TCG Buzz. New episodes can be found on tcgbuzz.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. For box openings, deck profiles, and more, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel.